Yes, and of course China's watching because it wants to see how strong American and Western resolve is here before it launches a potential invasion of Taiwan. In fact, China's foreign minister said in an unguarded moment a couple of weeks ago, China cannot afford to let Russia lose this war. But I just wonder whether whatever Trump does will be enough to stop Putin.
Well, I guess what we've seen with the American response to Ukraine is that it's been always late and always less than is actually necessary to achieve decisive battlefield advantage for the Ukrainians. But I do think that Trump is now in a different place to where he was when he was inaugurated. He's now got a tougher view of Putin and a sense that the Russians are not willing to negotiate to try to find a solution here. And at the end of the day, I think Trump realises that what's now at stake, Andrew, is not so much solely Ukraine's position. It's actually about American power in the world. And he can't afford to back down on that because, as you say, if he does, the Chinese will just see that as a green light on Taiwan. So I think on Friday, I hope we'll see this, a tougher Trump, and that's what we need.
Yes, but whether it's enough to break Putin, that's the issue, isn't it? Meanwhile, you've got Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, who's ordered a complete occupation of Gaza now by his army to find the 20 or so Jewish hostages still thought to be alive. Here he is.
We must continue to stand together and fight together to achieve the war goals we have set, all of them: the defeat of the enemy, the release of our hostages, and the assurance that Gaza will no longer pose a threat to Israel. Later this week, I will convene the cabinet to instruct the IDF on how to achieve these three goals.
Peter Jennings, some 600 former Israeli security chiefs, even prime ministers, have now appealed to Donald Trump to stop Netanyahu. They're saying more war is a mistake, can achieve nothing's counterproductive. Who is right?
Well, what I would like to see here is a clear military strategy that I can understand. I have complete sympathy for Netanyahu's view that they need to continue to fight to attack Hamas. But I think we've got to understand what potentially that means. If there was going to be an Israeli Defence Force complete control of Gaza, that could take tens of thousands of additional IDF soldiers. They've already lost several hundred in the military campaigns of the last 18 months or so, and could easily lose that number again if what is in contemplation is a sort of a full lockdown of the Gaza Strip and house-to-house clearances looking for Hamas fighters. Is that what's in contemplation? To me, that doesn't make military sense. And so what I think we need to get here is we need to find a way that Israel's traditional friends can engage with Netanyahu and his administration to understand what's going on and to find out how we can provide help, because otherwise I think, yet more troops going into Gaza is not necessarily going to fix the situation and ultimately is going to create more Israeli casualties, more IDF casualties. And that's not a solution, Andrew.
It's a terrible, yeah. Well, it's a terrible position, isn't it? I mean, what the Prime Minister can say, no, we'll stop fighting when Hamas or terrorist groups have just released pictures of them deliberately starving to death two Israeli hostages. What, you're going to turn your back on that and walk away? It's very, very difficult. Anthony Albanese has meanwhile rung the president of the Palestinian... Well, Anthony Albanese, though, has just rung the president of the Palestinian Authority, Mahmoud Abbas, to talk about recognising a Palestinian state. Is that a good idea in the circumstances?
Well, I think both the call and the idea of recognising a Palestinian state is a bad idea for the very simple reason that it rewards Hamas. And Hamas has publicly said that that's how they see it. Albanese should be really cautious about this. And he should pick his friends more carefully. Abbas is hardly a partner to be doing business with on the future of Palestine, given the position of the Palestinian Authority. It just seems to me that Albanese rings all the wrong people these days and visits all the wrong people. And he's failing to understand, some core Australian strategic interests about who our real friends are and where we need to be dependable in supporting those friends.
It's so true, but it's such an easy way of pretending there's not a problem, isn't it? To just define it as no problem and chum up to the Chinese dictator and chum up to the Palestinian Authority president. Problem solved, so easy or not. Peter Jennings, thank you so much indeed for your time.
Thanks, Andrew.